Yes, Plague Guy is hiding off into the trees. And
That seems safe.
Yeah.
And then he came back out, and he's kind of like just curious about what's happening.
All right. Does a 15 hit?
No. I believe so. I'm checking now. Yeah, not a 15.
All right, that's my turn then.
Go to Asher.
Gonna do another blast. I'm gonna take a 5-foot step back though before I do this. Oh damn! I was supposed to add a one onto that because of point blank. Oh well. 23.
23 is a hit.
Okay. Nine damage. Great. Well.
Look at all these fucking ones on our
No,
damage.
right?
I may have closed out a roll 21 moment. You said that 9. You got a 9, right? Yes.
9 damage.
That is barely enough to fell the tree. However, Sweet, make me a reflex save.
Me?
No, Brock. You just barely make it out of the tree as it kind of slumps down on itself, and like the entire tree almost deflates. And yes, and with that, initiative's over.
I will return the disc to myself and climb on it.
I'm gonna use a wand of cure light wounds on myself.
All bought wands to cure light wounds, didn't we?
Probably.
I did not.
I did.
If anybody needs healing, just call it out. I'm sure some of us have wands.
I am minorly injured.
Is that the shield talking?
Yes.
I'll go over to plan A, and I'll use one charge of the wand for now.
I'm gonna go over to
Another one. Keep in mind that your wand is a 1d8 plus 1 for the healing. So you get plus 1 on top of that 8. Did that 2 help out?
I feel slightly better, but still there is a visible wound where the
I'll
branch
cast another one. Oh my fucking god.
The wound gets smaller.
By the way, I hope that
I will expend 50 charges to heal him.
Okay. I hope that you all keep track of your wands.
I'm done. Fucking done. That's all you get. You're cursed.
I'll take a crack at it.
The wound is still there, but it is more of a scratch now.
No wonder your order fell. Couldn't heal themselves.
I was a child when my order fell.
Oh my god.
You just need to stop. You need to walk out of the way. You need to never adventure again. You sir, you're a sickly child who just absorbs positive energy and nothing good will ever happen to you again.
Are you hurt pretty bad? This is a good point. What exactly is under that armor? Is it just a bunch of negative energy or something?
The shield ignores your statement, and you see the wound basically close.
wound. Wearing armor. Can't see.
Alright, well, I tell you, it's fine. I'll be fine.
Brock, how
He's
are
giving
you?
us a play-by-play.
How are you doing in health, Brock?
I'm good.
He got this more healing in his one cast than 4 casts on the shield.
Oh. I can't believe it. I really can't.
There's a reason why he's called Plan A.
Right?
I'm gonna go ask the plague doctor if he knew anything about these trees.
I'm gonna search this head guy. If he's got any valuables on him.
You were of no help at all. The plague doctor.
Look, I simply said that I wish to travel with you for all of our safety.
Mutual protection.
Yes,
That means that you have to help us, you know?
I
You can't just hide behind a tree.
I believe that the creature was friendly, and that you were simply murdering out of malice. I feared for my lives until...
I see. Your will is weak, to be expected, and I'll leave. Is this another dead person?
Maybe. You find a ring, Sterling. Alright.
I'm gonna search this guy.
What do I find? A ring?
Yes.
Alright, I think I can... What's the thing for detecting what the ring is? Spellcraft?
Oh, I can do that for free.
You already need to... You need to have detect magic as well.
Oh, I don't have detect magic. Oh, but, there's a ring.
I'll cast detect
I
magic.
have something. I think. Yeah, I have object reading,
Okay.
so I will go up to it, and I'll spend a minute with it to figure out what it is.
So, thematically, it is supposed to tell you the history of the object and not actually what it does, but thematically, I'll just let it be used as an identifier for this. But normally, if this were like a long-standing campaign and we weren't pressed for time, I would just literally give you like a 15-minute description of the entire history of the object.
Oh, it says if the item is a magic item, he learns its properties in command word, and as if using detect magic and succeeded at spellcraft.
Yep. Basically, you get everything and history about something. It's really cool for thematically explaining items and stuff.
Is there anything on this guy?
There is not. He has a single potion on him.
I will put it in my bag. Do I have any idea what it is? What do I roll?
Spellcraft.
An indeterminate liquid.
It
Need
tastes
some
like,
help with that?
Tastes like blackberry jam. It smells like blackberry jam.
I will tell the shield. This is a unique ring. It I believe it helps you climb. So I don't know if that's useful to you, but here you go.
I do not do much climbing in my metal armor. But if anyone else requires it,
I'll take it.
Apparently, you play basketball really well.
I'll toss the ring to Brock.
How did this guy die?
It looks like his arm was ripped off. Bled out.
I believe his arm was ripped off.
Very astute of you.
Indeed.
He bled out.
So, which direction are we going?
I believe we were following this path to the manor still.
Oh, no. We must go north here. My apologies. I thought you were admiring the scenery, and yes, we need to go north here and to avoid a rather large river.
Would it be quicker to cross the river?
I do not believe so. Well, possibly.
I can get us across the river if need be.
Well, I suppose we can save some time then.
Letting Disco pee.
Exactly.
I'm gonna detect evil as we pursue on. Just want to see if the tree was evil. It's probably dead now, but
It was evil, yes.
damn, this truly is an evil place. Warned.
Yeah,
So-
the tree that just tried to kill us gave it away to me.
Just an observation here, but is the shield the opposite of Cerilius?
No, not really. If he was the opposite of Cerilius, he'd be some sort of wizard or something. But
He'd be not blind.
I think we'll truly know once we come across some skulls if he wants to take them or not.
Yep. Maybe he's a Obutu. That's why he wears his armor.
Alright, let's, who wants to cross the river and who wants to follow this random guy who didn't help us?
so, what does the path to the north lead, Plague Doctor?
It simply just does a curve and comes into the south side of town, where this one will come into the east.
Are there more trees?
Can I roll a knowledge geography?
Well, yes, it is a small forest.
Can I roll
I'm
a
crossing
knowledge
the river.
Yes.
23.
You would know that he is basically right.
What he tells is most likely the truth.
Might as well follow the path then, rather than...
Indeed. It seems like an unnecessary risk to try to traverse a river when there is a functional path.
there would be no risk to it.
I look at you. That's it.
I'm floating along on a disc, and I just look back at you.
Most people would not consider trees to be a risk either.
Hey, Garrett.
Yep.
Is just a random question. Is Torbrand related to Retardus at all?
No.
No, just the red. Okay.
No.
There are so many assumed memes.
If anything, I would have reversed spelling for retardus if I was going to play that guy.
Wait, did you just say retardus?
Yes. That was the name given to Mikey's brother when he originally played with us. And it has quite the story behind it, so it can briefly be summed up as, like, we had literally just started playing D&D. This was almost all of our first times. And so we're fighting some kobolds outside of a city. And he walks up and casts Burning Hand on them and all of us, not reading the spell. So he almost kills like half of us. And then later on, we get the spell book, which requires blood magic to activate. And so he didn't realize that for a long time. And then when he finally got some hints, he pricked his thumb and it wasn't doing enough. It's like, so Mike did some kind of descriptor like that wasn't, it seemed to do something, but it wasn't enough blood to activate it. So he cuts his fucking wrist. It just dumps it on the book and still nothing happens because he didn't try to use whatever magic missile or whatever it was. So he threw the spell book at the guy instead. Sitting there in a pile. So that sort of stuff is why he was called Retardus the Red.
And in game, we would literally call him Returnus the Red.
Teddy, retard is the red. That is, I can't tell if he's called the red because he cut his wrist, or if he's called the red because he wore red. I don't know. Either way, he's fine.
He wore red. Like, I think that was one of his. He was Krothos the Red or something like that.
Yeah.
Retardus, the red.
Yeah.
Quality lore right there.
All right. Well, let's head up this path now.
Yes. You eventually have. It leads up this path into a small village.
Oh.
What?
You want? Yeah.
No response.
Go and knock on this door.
No response.
Open the door. I'll
It is.
perception check for traps. +8.
I'm going to cast
26.
Mage Armor on myself.
Traps.
No traps.
Okay, open the door.
It is locked.
I gravity blast the door.
The door goes flying off its hinges.
I'm disturbed by this. Why do you seek entrance to this domicile?
What if there were innocents hidden inside here?
And black
Or
that
gold.
door would help them?
Obviously not if they didn't respond.
I'll continue on, ignoring him.
There's no sign of anybody. Nothing. No food. Just empty, barren.
Well then, let's continue on. This is only the outskirts of the village.
No, this is the village.
Well, maybe there's somewhere else in the village.
What time of day is it?
It's getting much darker now. You did 2-3 more hours of traveling after that. Let's say it's about 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
So where'd our plague doctor go?
He's still following.
Okay, because he's not here. So.
He is kind of looking around to, like, for a path or to something of that degree. You notice that he is browsing the area. He will chime in and say, "Whatever works. I don't believe this is of the plague. There should be bodies strewn within the streets."
But if they came back afterwards, they would move themselves on their own accord.
Yes, but there would be blood and gore left behind.
Perhaps.
Like that. Cast Detect Magic.
Does Detect Magic let you have X-ray vision? I forget.
It technically
Nice.
does some magic items only.
You detect magical auras.
Yeah, that too. For, like, items and whatnot.
So depending on how long I study an area or subject, first round I get the presence or absence of magical auras. Second round, the number of different auras and power of the most potent. And then the third round, the strength and location of it. Within 60 feet, it said.
Okay, so the Plague Doctor has a magical item, and there is a magical item in this helm.
I sense a magical item in this house to our right.
Oh,
Can I do object reading on the bridge?
I'll go up.
Yes.
And knock on this door. Assuming this is the door.
You get no reply.
I'll cast open on it.
It opens.
I'll
Oh,
want to open it. Mind
If
myself.
it's locked or not, it won't.
it is not.
I think that means that we can go in. I'll say to the shield.
Very well.
Plan A.
Please proceed with Plan A.
Do I learn anything from the bridge?
You are going to cast object reading onto this?
Yeah.
So you would know that this bridge has been here for well over 100 years. More and more, there was a bout of plague, but it was not the kind that turns into undeath. You find yourself with many people being tried as witches and being thrown into the river in a sack weighted with lead. Many people.
Was that recent or?
That is the most recent memory that the bridge has.
Okay. I will let them know about the witches.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. I did not know that I didn't take the door up.
yeah. It's like, oh my god, that is terrible. We must cleanse those bodies at the bottom of the river. Those poor souls.
So you find in this a man clutching a jar. The jar is magical. He is long dead, not decayed, but like pretty much just withered.
Where is he?
Does he have a physical
Sorry.
icon, or it's just that's what we found?
Layers. It's hard.
I'll look at the jar and do a spellcraft check on it. $20.
You would know that is this.
Okay, I'll put it in my bag.
I'll place my hand on the man and just say a prayer and then leave.
Do we want to push on to this Baron the Manor, or is it starting to get late in the afternoon?
I think we should camp.
You are within walking distance, less than 15-20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think we should camp at the manor.
Yes, I say we continue on.
I'll cast detect. I will cast detect magic again and look around.
Nothing appears to be.
I'll ask you. So, what was in that jar you took from that man?
Oh, it was a jar of dowsing syrup.
Oh, to extinguish flames.
No, actually. I can think deeply about a specific person or object that I've seen, and then when I pour the liquid onto the ground, it'll flow following the most direct route to that person or object.
Oh,
Hmm.
neat.
So basically, it would allow me to track one of you down if you were ever to get away.
Wait, I'm missing someone.
Very well. let's continue on then.
So,
With 2 people on the bridge.
yes. Upon coming to this intersection, the plague doctor will say, "Oh, good day, gentlemen. Of course, just for posterity's sake." And he takes off his mask. And he's a grizzled kind of a guy. It looks like he's in his mid-30s with short brown hair. And he tips his hat and he reaches up to his face and says, I will be going. But it has been nice meeting you." And he takes off his face and bows.
He takes off his
Come
face.
again?
So he takes off a mask, then he takes off his face.
And he will
Monster,
bow.
explain
and-
yourself. What is this treachery?
It is nothing. He will put his face back on. His mask back on.
I demand an explanation immediately, or I shall cull you.
No wonder your order has fallen. It's obvious he is undead.
The
Clearly.
plague has taken many.
Including one as such as yourself, I assume.
Yes.
Well,
It has
assume
been
then you
unfortunate.
caused it.
No, not at all.
Can you not tell from yourself if you are not a carrier of the disease?
I seem to not. Plague does not follow me where I go. I
Like
traveled
you
far.
followed the plague.
Now, yes.
I ready a raining arrow.
It's like no. It is not. It is not an issue of where and what. Even if I were to transmit the plague, I am securely fastened within this suit and this mask. It will protect anybody that I should be operating on or caring for. And what makes a better doctor than a tireless man that takes no breaks and needs no rest?
This man has taken no bad actions that we have seen.
So,
I agree with Torvald.
so then your only purpose here is to help the sick? Is that what you claim?
Yes, absolutely, my good sir.
Very well, but I will be watching.
He will
Sense
tip it.
motive.
He was saying he was taking his leave towards this way, by the way. He wasn't going to the keep.
Is there a reason you don't want to join us in the manor?
Well, dead men do not need rest. Simply need to get to the next area.
This area is no safer than the area prior to this.
No, I made it as far as I do not fear for my safety as much as I feared for yours. I saw that you were more than capable of handling yourselves, and none of you looked as if you had caught the plague. So I simply wanted to tag along until I can take my leave to the west.
Very well.
Can I make like a sense motive check on him or something? See if he's
Yeah.
lying or something?
I think you're cutting up.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything.
Hello.
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 Hi.
He does not appear to be lying.
Very well. Then perhaps we shall meet each other again someday.
Till
Wherever,
next time, Joseph. I will bow to Joseph as well.
wherever the plague shall follow.
All right, we'll continue on.
Oh, we lost somebody. Do we?
Okay.
Thought I saw somebody disappear.
Yeah, my push to talk button is the back button on my mouse.
You do it right, all of a sudden, boom, you're off the page. You go back to the page.
Yep.
Oh, I have to grab you, Manassas.
Manassas? There's no although if Manassas
Manassas.
would explain
Hello.
a lot.
I wish the master was here.
Oh,
Nothing would stand in our way.
Alright, I could just teleport us around too.
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom.
So as you approach the mansion, this is what you see. It's a 4 to 5 story mansion with this. Go ahead and roll me a D. Everyone pick a number
3.
37.
Out of what?
between 1 and 6.
5.
2.
1.
3.
What's the other number?
Asher, go ahead and roll me a DC 25 will save.
Nice. The only way I can make this is if I roll 20. Damn it.
So close.
Oh, sorry.
Wow, so close.
It's not DC 25.
What is it?
It's fine. You pass.
You can tell me straight up if I don't. Because I
No.
can totally roleplay being
No.
mind controlled by a vampire if you want.
It would be ridiculous if this was a 25. I was thinking of another ability later on.
Okay.
Great.
Hello?
What?
Is anybody here?
I'll look around. Is this like platform just like a platform?
No, that is like a. Yes, that is just a platform. You kind of feel uneasy as you stand on it.
This platform is unusual.
Cast detect magic.
You see that the ground that you're walking on is magical.
Like the cobbled area, or
All of it. As
I'm on a
once-
disc, by the way.
Yes. As you go in, you see a statue of 2 women, and they are grasping a heart in between their hands.
Before you run off, I will tell you that the cobble that we're walking on is a magical. I don't know what aura yet, or
I'll reach town and detect evil on it.
I don't believe it's.
I will inspect it.
oh my god!
The rocks
Tell me everything about this brick.
The rocks themselves are not evil, so we shall continue on for now. Or I shall continue on.
And if they were, what would you do?
Purge them.
One by one.
I keep questioning why your order fell. Seems it is quite easy to tell at this point.
So
You
mean
see a very prosperous town for generation after generation. You do see an abnormal amount of death and tragedy within that is befallen the people that walk these stones. You do not see anything besides this wave of negative energy that has once unhollowed everything.
I'll look at the group and be like, it's got negative energy on it.
that's very well, but we should stick together. And one of our members has wandered in front.
Can I roll a knowledge check for the statues? For the heart?
No. There's no knowledge.
No knowledge? There's nothing? No
Maybe
religious significance? Nothing at all. Just two
Yeah.
statues.
Maybe a family heirloom, or
So nobility.
maybe.
18. Ability.
About 75 years ago, the previous Baron Tyrone, lost two wives and erected some sort of gruesome monument to them, from what you recall hearing about. Kind of unsettled the surrounding lords.
We'll tell the party of this tale.
You hear a voice coming from this room. Hey, who is there? Who travels within my abode?
Sai Ashavelka, the company, responding to a correspondence.
Ah, yes, yes. You see a man that walks with a cane, still wielding a sword. He looks like that. Oh, it has been too long since someone answered my for my come to my aid. I have dinner prepared for any guest that came to our halls tonight. Please join me in a banquet, and we can discuss our details um of, of whatever. He kind of sorry. My mind is not what it used to be. Anyway, I must sit down. Please accompany me.
Very well.
Are you feeling ill?
No, just the cold's got in my bones, and I've got a little bit old and senile in my old age.
Like the cast detect magic again.
There's
Looking at the food, basically.
nothing in the food. So he takes a bite of soup, and he says, so we have an issue in where the, first there would be slight hauntings of the mansion, and then we had a few untimely demises of servants and caretakers. There are very few people left in what used to be my kingdom. But there is still great wealth I have here. I need you to sanctify this place, and I well first what were your names?
I am Ashavelka.
I am the shield of Jirana.
Torbrand the Red.
Brock Clayton.
Elric Filch.
My name is Tormentia. Pleased to meet you.
So, you fine lot may make full use of my mansion within this. But there have been many strange going on. There has been disappearances. The town folks have either been fled or turned amongst themselves. I don't remember. We still get the odd shipment of meat and sustenance and different stuff like that, but the servants, there are very few left.
Were they all tied to a stone and thrown off of a bridge, perhaps?
No, that is mostly the rabble that in the city that would do such things. My people were always protected, but they were murdered. One was melted and simply sat on fire where she stood. The other got pulled into us until every bone was end to end. He stretched from the yard to the outside, almost like he was trying to escape until the last fingertip. Many strange things have happened here.
Where did you get this food?
It's sent from the capital. It's not locally grown or sourced. Long has it been since there have been people to till the fields or raise a lamb around these parts.
If you have such wealth, why haven't you called in guards,
I do.
mercenaries? Why haven't you imposed order on this area yourself?
There's no order to be had. There's no one to rule.
Those were your people in the city. Your guards could have stopped them from murdering those people.
Well, yes, but every time a peasant gets riled up and brings someone as a witch, it only makes them feel better to relieve themselves. And who knows, most of them may have been witches. This area has been seen darker times for some long period.
It's a barbaric.
I highly doubt they were all witches, but
I highly doubt it as well.
We should see if you float.
Yeah,
but anyway,
it wouldn't be the worst fate.
on to more pressing matters. What service do you require of us? It seems very mysterious, sir. Seems to be no end goal in mind that I've heard.
I'm sorry. I need you to cleanse this area of whatever corruption there is and find the source of power that it feeds on. Or I don't know how this darkened magic works. There's a curse upon this place. I do not remember the last time I left this place.
Interesting. Have you tried to leave?
No, maybe. No.
We were mentioned payment. 1,000,000 gold each, I believe.
Yes.
That's quite the number. How do we know that you have that to pay us?
Once Sebastian comes to pour me my drink, I will have him fetch it from my coffers. I will show you this gold, and then you will help me with my problem, correct?
We will do our best, yes.
I'm just here to purge. The cold will help me in doing so.
Do you guys eat the food, by the way?
I do not. No, I still
I
have
do.
my full plate Helmons. I cannot.
You find yourself enthralled in the food. You gain a +1 to con for 1 day. In comes a man that looks like this. He says, "Me lord, You should have told me that you would have visitors. I would have prepared more extravagant feasts. Please, uh, would everyone like some wine? And he says, No, Sebastian. You must go get their payment. Oh, yes, sir.
Very well.
And he,
I have to say, I'm pretty interested in seeing how this guy's going to carry 6 million gold out here.
I was just thinking about, and
Obviously, comes in a check.
after about 15 minutes, he returns, lugging behind him a sack, like a like a potato sack.
Looks a bit light.
Oh, there's definitely not 6 million gold in it. But it is a very huge bag of gold if it is.
Okay. So at the very least, there is something substantial behind his words.
He comes up and like he's panicking. Oh, master, I grabbed the platinum because I couldn't carry that much gold. Is this acceptable? And he says, yes, it's fine. And the Lord will grab the bag and pour out a huge swath of platinum will go across the floor. In 1 second, apparently I have a phone call. So let's take a 15-minute break right now.
Huzzah. So trees crazy, right?
Faux shizzle.
Yeah, I was pretty sure you were going to die in our first encounter.
I was too.
I would have laughed, but I would have felt bad too.
I honestly thought when I was grappled, he was just going to tear me limb from limb.
I thought he was gonna lynch you. In which case, I was like, damn, if it was me, it wouldn't have affected me at all. I just pretended to be dead up there. Having no breath is actually one of the coolest abilities I've ever seen from a class, not gonna lie. That's what you get for being a kineticist who's technically a void mage, I guess, in a way. Picked void as my element.
I guess I chose the wrong class.
I'm really glad I didn't pick the other blast option, because that would have been negative energy, and that wouldn't have made any sense at all in this campaign. All I would have done was just not do damage. It would have made me really sad.
The tree suddenly feels better for some reason.
I mean, it wasn't undead, but I mean, probably gonna be a lot of undead after this, so. Or it's gonna be a vampire. I'm betting it's a vampire.
That'd be fun.
It's the two wives, both vampires. I'll be right back.
Alright, got my big bowl of Halloween candy
Mhm.
to give out.
Hell yeah.
To give out, right?
I mean, that's why I bought twice as much as I expect to give out.
Hey, Garrett. No.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
But yeah, that tree's no joke.
Yeah, I'm glad I learned how to climb. Well said. That was a really fun first encounter, though.
I love that it rolled a 20 on a reflex save.
That is pretty amazing. I'm excited to see what other tricks you have up your sleeve.
Hello, I am back.
Welcome.
Is everybody dead?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, turns out the old man cast fireball.
Oh, well, I'm fine then.
All the tables exploded, shatter damage.
That's fine.
By the way, in the process of finding art for this campaign, I looked at something that is the most nightmare fuel ever.
Link.
Is it what you showed me?
No. That's pretty child's play in comparison.
Oh god.
Deformed. Just type deformed irises into Google.
Oh,
no,
no.
thank you.
It hurts to look at. It really does, FA.
Not that bad.
God, they're like external irises. That is kind of
Yeah, right.
That
And
looks awesome.
just keep looking. It
Some
only
of them
gets worse.
look pretty cool,
Right.
but some of them are, yeah. That guy has eyes like an octopus. What the fuck?
Right?
I actually have a misformed iris on my left eye. It's very hard to tell. I just basically like kind of like this one right here.
I would not. Don't link it in Discord.
I mean, it's not tame. It's not like the other ones. It's actually just literally a little tiny thing.
Okay.
So
Okay. And we'll post this.
it's in the D&D channel. Like that, except it's like a couple little bumps essentially, like on the interior. Kind of interesting.
That's not actually that
So
bad.
see exactly. It's just a couple little tiny bump. You can see it. It's like not uniform. My other eye's like completely uniform than mine. It's like that kind of like the bottom left. It's like you can see like a little tiny like little things.
It's not right, FA. I honestly
See,
thought
man?
it. What?
But nothing.
actually have some nightmare fuel in some of my DM pictures. Hold on.
Oh, I found plenty of nightmare fuel. I found it very hard to find nightmare, like the art selection compared to last year for what I wanted was very tame. Last year I found a lot more on Google.
Did you go with the Pikachu?
No.
Damn.
They use that.
I don't even know why that's nightmare fuel.
How about that?
Yeah, not really nightmare fuel yet. Kind of creepy though.
Gotta hand it to you.
Yeah, right? Now if they actually move, that would be good.
It's a real place, actually.
That place looks really cool. Are those all needle-like objects?
That's there was a fire in the sewer. Those are all melted bricks.
Ah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Is everyone here, by the way?
Yes, sir.
I'm back.
Yep.
Okay, so we can continue. So he will pull the bag, and hundreds of platinum coins will spill out onto the floor.
Well, that's your end of the bargain.
On the floor?
Yeah.
I'll start picking some up.
I'll cast prestidigitation and kind of like scoop them back into the bag.
Okay. But you can see that there's definitely 6 million worth of gold here and platinum.
Okay. Well, your words ring true so far. This is enough gold to have solved the problem well before hiring us at such a rate, though.
I don't know. Sebastian, do you know how many times we've tried to buy this off with money? Oh, yes, we almost went broke several times.
How did you make the money back?
It's simply they were not be able to complete their task. Either perished in the manor or out in the surrounding areas. One man did make it off with quite a large sum, though.
What do you know of the creatures we must cleanse?
I know nothing. They have never appeared before me or Joseph or Sebastian.
Joseph, you know the plague doctor.
Shh. Me or Sebastian.